out it, and new information and reports are coming out about that. Also, rumors are going around that XRP coins are worth $100 each. We're going to talk about that. Trump is taking steps to update the payment methods used by the Treasury. A lot of people think that XRP could be used. We're going to talk about that. Ripple is also making progress in Africa. First, let's take a look at what's going on with Paul Atkins in the Senate right now. Trump's choice for SEC chair is being investigated for possible ties to FTA rules on digital assets. It says that on Thursday, lawmakers questioned Trump's choice for head of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Paul Atkins, about a number of important issues relating to the agency. This is exactly what we want to hear. Atkins said he would set up a strong regulatory system for digital assets. Some members of the committee pushed Paul Atkins on issues related to crypto. During a nomination meeting on Thursday, members of the Senate Banking Committee questioned Paul Atkins, who will be the next chair of the SEC. They asked him what his plans were for the agency. Atkins said that he wants to roll back the tougher rules that the SEC put in place under the leadership of former chair Gary Gensler. Several senators, including the committee's chair Tim Scott, talked about how the previous government enforced the law. One thing I can say about the SEC is that there was no golden age chairman when you were in charge, Scott told Paul Atkins, using examples from the last government to talk about digital assets. Atkins made it clear that regulating crypto would be a top concern for his administration. Also, Atkins said, "One of the most important things I will do as chairman is work with my fellow commissioners and Congress to build a strong regulatory framework for digital assets in a way that is logical, consistent, and moral." Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat, asked Atkins about his past work with the fall crypto FTC. "Man, do you know what makes you mad? Let's name an entire business, bad and rotten, because one person or one business chose to commit theft. It's crazy. Since people like Jamie Dimon come out and say we're not going to do this, it's the same as saying that the whole US banking system is rigged and dishonest. This is not something you should buy, this is not what you should do, and all of those assets are being bought by Chase in the background, right? Lawsuits against these banks and the corruption have cost a lot of money in fines. You mean we're not going to talk about that? One bad guy is what we're talking about. It's annoying. Really, really annoying. This video shows Senator Bernie Moreno putting down Gary Gensler. Pay attention to this. Mr. Atkins, I'll begin with you. Hey man, just take a deep breath and stop acting like a crazy person. You will be the best SEC commissioner ever compared to the last person. Really though, good job going after Gary. He was probably one of the silliest people in government. I'll begin with you, Mr. Wow. Courageous. What do you guys think? Do you agree with him? In my opinion, Gary Gensler was bad. The first time he walked in, I did think, hey, this guy knows crypto. He might make a good boss, and that completely fell apart, was really let down. I'm sure you're also where you were. Here it is. Brett is sending this out. Pro XRP is the new chair of the SEC. Don't forget that Scott Paul Atkins is connected to both Securitize and Ripple. And of course, XRP. Someone with a lot of power also says that XRP will go up to $100 per coin. I really enjoy what happens on Twitter, where anyone can say that XRP is going to 10,000 and then some, questionable news sources back them up. You might as well not call them news sites. Do you get what I mean? They come out and say, expert says we'll reach 10,000. We'll go from there once we have a better idea of what's going on. A lot of applications for Bitcoin ETFs have been sent in since we got this new SEC. Do you know what has the most applications right now? Which coin do you think has the most ETF entries at the moment? It's XRP. Right now, XRP has 17, 19, not 2, 6 or 11. 11, it would be 3 even. It's 19, but everything is fine. Crazy. There are different forms for each ETF. They are the Bitwise XRP ETF, one from Grayscale, one from 21 Shares Core, one from Canary Capital, one from Wisdom Tree, CoinShares XRP ETF, Invesco XRP, Van Eck XRP ETF, Fidelity ARK Invest, Galaxy Digital, ProShares XRP, Hashdex, and Hashdex XRP. There are also 3 from Volatility Shares, Volatility Shares XRP ETF, Volatility Shares 2X XRP ETF Dapia, and one from Inverso. Finally, Franklin Templeton has an XRP ETF. I almost feel sorry for you if you don't know that XRP is going to $100 a coin. Okay, it's true. Mr. Rowan told us that each coin is now worth $100. It's not impossible in my opinion. We did the math, right? In the last film, $8 billion. Analysts at JP Morgan say that $3 to $8 billion should move into XRP ETFs in the first year. It had about 110 billion or some other crazy number, keeping in mind that $8 billion in real money would change the price and market cap of XRP to about $1.4 to $1.7 trillion. Please watch these two movies if you want to know why that is the case. The market cap multiplier was the subject of two movies I made. One was kind of like the first introduction for me to learn about and understand it. After that, I made another movie about all the different ways the multiplier effect can be changed. This is the movie, the second one. The first video looks like this one, 91,000. This one, 91,000, is the first one you should watch. Then this one, and you'll grasp the market better. There is an increase. I can see a $30 to $40 XRP going through that. It's clear that we'll have more than $100 if we get about $15, $20, or $30 billion. That's how things are, okay? In other words, Trump did sign an order to bring the U.S. Treasury Department up to date. I played this before in another video, but let's listen to it again because we're going to talk about it. Let's make this very clear. Okay, this is now up to date. So it sounds like they'll be sending wires or digital wires instead of checks. I haven't heard anything about XRP being linked to this. My friend and I talked on the phone yesterday, and he thought this meant the U.S. government could use XRP. Just so you know, that's not something I've heard. Now, if the government is making plans behind our backs and not telling us about them, that's one thing, but this doesn't really have anything to do with XRP. I just want to be clear with you because that's the most important thing I can do as someone who talks to you every day about news and events. I have to tell you the truth, even though I want to say XRP here. We do not have that information at this time. Please remember that whenever you think about all of this. Okay, adding fun to learning. BrainEdge is stepping it up, the first tool that lets you learn and earn with AI. There are 3 million users, 100,000 students, 100,000 lessons finished, and more than 7 billion BP points won. Instant language translation based on AI, this is your experience point. You also get an AI assistant to help you make your learning more relevant to you. They also have the Learn coin, which is set to launch at the end of this month or the beginning of April. This is how their coin can be used as a primary form of payment. Find out how to get prizes, teacher and partner business, AI, and paid services. Along with staking, administration, Web3 growth, and digital credentials, they will also have. Besides that, I wanted to show you that it's now available in 8 languages. This English, Spanish, French, German, and Hindi will be made bigger. Asian, Chinese, Indonesian, and Korean. A lot of the world's cities are covered by it. You can see some of the classes here. You can choose from 100 classes in 13 different groups, such as sales, leadership, crypto, blockchain, and a lot more. You can see how much BP you'll make by finishing each lesson here. Yes, they do. They learn skills that are in high demand from well-known experts from all over the world. That's 2 in 100 languages coming soon, and their partners are really going off the rails here. In fact, Fetch AI is one of their most important partners. I did want to give you a little more information about the start of the token. The market value of your company will reach $180,000.